Talking tactile brain. Touch the model now to begin, or don't touch it and wait for instructions. Its frontal lobe. Parietal lobe.
Damn, I'm trying to do this. Hold up. Let's start again.
Frontal lobe. Parietal lobe. Located near the parietal lobe. Spinal cord. Cerebellum. Hippocamp responsible for processing your long-term memories and emotional responses. Corpus responsible for corpus callosum. Midbrain. Olfactory bulb.
All right. The National Museum of Health. The hell? There we go. So the National Museum of Health. Let's get some information on that. Careful. I suck at this shit. National Museum of Health and Medicine. Let's see. The National Museum of Health and Medicine is a museum in Silver Spring, Maryland, near Washington, D.C. The museum was founded by U.S. Army Surgeon General William A. Hammond as an Army Medical Museum in 1862. It became the NMHM in 1989 and relocated to its present site at the Army's Forest Glen Annex in 2011. Okay. Located in Forest Glen Annex, which is actually Silver Spring, Maryland. Got that. Founded in 1862. And about 40 to 50,000 visitors. Damn, I can't even talk. About 40, I think I'm thirsty. About 40 to 50,000 visitors annually.
Do your homework.
Gunshot wound to the top of the head. This is really cool. The bullet that killed Abraham Lincoln. Isn't that awesome? I think it's right here. All the different types of bullets.
Talking tactile brain. Touch the model now to begin, or don't touch it and wait for instructions. Its frontal lobe. Parietal lobe.
Damn, I'm trying to do this. Let's start again.
Frontal lobe. Parietal lobe. Located near the parietal lobe. Spinal cord. Cerebellum. Hippocamp responsible for processing your long-term memories and emotional responses. Corpus responsible for corpus callosum. Midbrain. Olfactory bulb.
When surgeons practice on these anthropomorphic test devices is what the Army calls it. I just like to call them blast test dummies because they're essentially like the crash test dummy for vehicular safety. More importantly to me as a radiologist is what they look like and how they act inside. When the firefights were getting very busy and we were getting combat casualties at the highest rates ever, at the same time we were having the highest survival rates, mostly attributed to better triage, better air evac, a person seen at our...
It's a decent museum. We're talking about bone fragments with gunshot wounds, skulls with gunshot wounds, legs, femurs with gunshot wounds. You can literally see the skulls and the bullet holes from and the trajectory that it traveled through, the entry wound, exit wound. They have the bullet that killed Abraham Lincoln. A few people that donated their body to science with elephantitis. Fully preserved brains still connected to the spinal cords and stuff like that. It's an interesting one. I think it's like on a smaller scale of one of those real people museums. I don't know if you ever heard of those real people museums. It's one in Vegas, LA, and China, I think. But apparently those people's bodies were donated for science, quote unquote, to those real life museums, right? But the thing is those bodies have to be preserved like that within X amount of time of the time of death of the murder to be to be preserved in the way that they were. And I have my friends in, so that's why I'm talking with a list. I forgot I had them in. Those bodies have to be found and preserved within an X amount of time to be preserved and in order to be presented in the way that they're presented in the museum, like, and all those crazy like maneuvers and like, you know, some are playing sports, some are doing actual physical activities, some are doing other activities, some are like caught in the act of motion, and then it shows you the breakdown of the muscle and the tissue and like the nerves and everything. It's crazy. I've never been to one of those before, but I definitely want to go to one of those. But I think this one is like somewhat on a smaller scale because everything is on one floor. It's about 1, 2, 3 rooms, pretty much, 2 smaller rooms and 1 big room, right? It's a decent amount of stuff in there. Still pretty small. But eventually we'll make it to one of those, or maybe all of those real people museums. Like I said, one is in Vegas. Actually, let's look it up. Let's Google it. Oh, it's called a real bodies exhibit. There we go. God damn. It's called Real Bodies at Horseshoe. Real Bodies at Horseshoe in Las Vegas. That's what it's called. It's a real body museum. What does it say? It says displays of human bodies illustrating various aspects of the anatomy, medicine, birth, and death. A crazy story I heard is that, so like the one in China, right? There was this lady that was a manager of the Real Bodies Museum or Real Bodies exhibit in China. Her husband was cheating on her. I guess the side chick got pregnant. After the side chick got pregnant, I think maybe she tried to out the guy or try to confront the ex-wife. or try to confront the current wife, or the lady got pregnant and tried to confront the wife or kind of expose the husband type shit. What ends up happening is the pregnant lady side chick ends up going missing, right? And then in that same time frame, a lady popped up in the Real Bodies exhibit in China that was pregnant. The same amount of months pregnant as the lady was when she went missing. And then the man's wife was the manager of said museum. It's kind of crazy, right? But